All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Heat of the Moment, episode
8, I think.
8. Episode 8. I'm Sam. This is PJ. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Ryland.
Benji.
These are some long-time baseball players. We grew up playing also. These guys, no all-stars, no represent all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Here to talk about a lot of baseball today. Nothing else but baseball. So if you don't like baseball, you might as well tune out right fucking now.
It's opening week. Like, how can we not talk about baseball? It's the best time.
A lot of bets flying around. A lot of games flying around. A's had a pretty good game today, man. 2-1. Good start for the Athletics. Is that where you guys want to? Maybe we should start with a little athletic talk.
I'm fine with that. It's
been 2 for 4 on jerseys.
Yeah, 2 for 4 on jerseys. We got the hot corners on the jersey. But, out of what I saw today, I thought I was really happy today. Let's see, is July 25th?
25th or 26th?
26th.
Ohtani started today. Ohtani, 5 runs given up. Not a single out recorded. Damn near doesn't even really count as a start.
He didn't pitch. He didn't get any outs.
Yeah, according to the stat book, he never showed up at the actual game. Yeah,
infinite ERA. Always love when that happens early in the season.
Yeah, man. I mean, I understand it's tough for a guy who had, TJ to come back and really get his velocity back, but it's one thing to not have the velocity; it's another thing to not have the control, and he didn't really have either of those.
Yeah, and honestly, the velocity was there at times. It wasn't.
He popped a couple of numbers.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
Topped out at like 94.
I mean, I
saw some 95, 96, and I know it's not like what he was throwing in 2018.
He does have the fastest recorded pitch since about 2015 by a starter, 101 miles an hour. So the guy can throw flames. What I liked is the patience of the A's, man.
There's some good at-bats. Canna had a really good one.
Canna had a great AB.
In the first inning.
Grossman had a great AB.
Grossman had a couple. He's been really nice.
Yeah. Laureano's been hitting out of his ass.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the outfield is so crowded.
Yeah.
That, I don't know, anything that Grossman can do to earn as much time as he can there.
That's true.
I'd love to see it.
Not even to mention that we have Seth Brown, who we haven't even seen yet.
I can't wait for Seth Brown. I'm so excited. He was one of my favorite players last season.
Great hitter.
Just, like, came up randomly, kind of.
He's got a hose, too.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate A's guy. He just shows up out of nowhere and just hits.
For the Midland Rockhounds.
Yeah, exactly. He's, like, not even a huge prospect, but he's hitting, like, 375 in AAA.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes you got surprises, man. And then how about our guy Sean Murphy from the catcher position?
I love Sean Murphy.
Absolute fucking laser.
Yeah.
It's nice because the A's will have our defensive catchers, but in terms of hitting, we don't always have the guys. And if we could have that guy who could really, pump out 20, 25 homers and hit around the 250 line to bat 8 and 9 in our lineup, I'd really like that.
That's what, I feel like the 2014 team.
Yeah,
2013, 2014, Derek Norris, and when Stephen Vogt was actually good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was what added the depth, was having catchers who can hit.
Yeah,
and
it's a rarity.
Shortstop, already it's a gift having Simeon.
Yeah.
Just rakes as a shortstop.
It's true.
I think that
88 extra base hits last year.
I think that Murphy and Allen have potential to be even better than Derek Norris.
Really?
Yeah, because they're so much younger. Murphy's one of the top prospects in the org. He's so young.
That's true. I agree.
Like an elite defender in my eyes.
I agree with Sean Murphy. What have you seen at Austin Allen?
I mean, I like.
I've seen good blocks.
Obviously. Yeah, he's not a wizard on defense, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's got to get the stick going a little bit, if you ask me.
He had a hit Saturday.
And the other part of the A's game that I really wanted to touch on today was how effective the bullpen was. Not so. I mean, you see, I don't know about you guys, but I completely disagree with the 3-batter rule. Just because I don't like the fact that, I've said this to PJ before and he kind of thinks it's stupid. Baseball is like fishing or golf in the sense that it's a pastime, right? Like, you don't put a clock on fishing or golf, right?
Okay.
You play you go out and golf and you play the whole day to play, right? It's the same thing with baseball. You don't put a timer in between pitches, or you don't try to time something for 3 batters because you don't want the situations in terms of adding more time on the strategy. But baseball is fucking chess, not checkers. It's kind of hard to put labels on it for lefties and not be able to take them out after 1 batter,
Definitely.
But
I think it's just an extra challenge for relievers.
Yeah.
I think that maybe this is just me as a reliever being like, I don't want to get yanked after 1 batter because I know it's coming. But
yeah,
an extra challenge of being able, you have to have a third pitch. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's all the relievers are just the fastball slider guy.
Fastball slider lefties. Yep.
Yeah, and so being able to, it's going to be a development thing. But right now, probably the first year, maybe second year, you're going to have a lot of guys who are uncomfortable having to face guys opposite hand because they just never had to do it. But
I agree.
Once you start developing more guys, which is really like what we're seeing with staffs. It's 14, 15 guys on the staff now.
That's true. Expanded rosters for
Some
the
teams
season
are carrying
too.
16
Is
pitchers.
it
It's
30-man rosters?
30
right now?
to start. Yeah.
30-man rosters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The reason that I was most concerned is for the A's. We have guys like Geekman, who I thought, he's been doing all right so far, but
Yeah,
he's
had a
mostly,
good inning today. Good inning.
he's mostly like a lefty specialist. If there even are those anymore, but I was really just worried about him mostly. And we also picked up McFarland.
TJ McFarland,
He's been
yeah,
doing well
very good.
so far.
Very good. What I like how Bob Melvin is able to temper. Like today, he brought Geekman in for the first inning, for an inning where he had 2 lefty batters, 1 righty, and after that third lefty batter, he got on base. Then he was able to bring Hendricks in the game, so he's not messing around. Or he'll wait to say the 8th inning will start out with the right-hander, and go to left-hander. He'll bring in that left-hander for the last AB because the other part of that rule is you're allowed
once
to end the inning.
turns over.
Yeah. So I thought that's also really good management by Bob Melvin. There's a lot of new strategy of the game, not even to mention the extra innings. You don't know how to play that. That's a whole other thing.
I've seen there's some, I don't know how much you guys are into all the math about it, but the math on extra innings goes crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Guy on second base trying to figure out whether or not you should bunt.
Yeah,
Trying
that's
to
a big
figure
one.
out, like, whether or not you're just, like, pinch running even for that guy. Because, like,
That's true.
there's situations where if you can steal third base right away, it's basically a free run.
That's true.
How many guys are in the league, though, can just, steal third base? That's crazy.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, not many.
I mean, it's situational.
Billy Hamilton just got a lot better with a new rule.
That's true.
He
That's
did.
true.
That's very true.
Also, something I thought was cool was in the game in opening day, Matt Olson got a grounder and threw it straight to third and got
Yeah,
Tony
that was good. It's not only offensive strategy, but there's a lot of
there's a lot
defensive
of
strategy.
defensive strategy.
Like, and then they had the runner on second at one point with Mike Trout up, and they're like, all right, put this fucking guy on first. We'll face the next guy. It doesn't matter. We're not letting that game end right here.
Right, especially open base to start out with. If you're the home team,
Yes.
and you know what that number is that they're shooting for,
Yes.
away team, you probably have to put up 2 runs.
You got to
to
put
feel
up
safe.
at least 1, yeah.
You have to put up 1 to just be like, we're fine, and 2
Mhm.
if you really want to feel safe.
Yep.
And then that home team, you have a number you're shooting for.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like old Army ball days.
Yeah. Back at Chabot, baby.
Back at Chabot.
But what I wanted to touch on was the offensive strategy within that, because you can take it 2 different ways. I think the A's got lucky the other night because Simeon was the last out. So then coming up, you have 2, 3, 4, right?
Mhm.
So when you have 2, 3, 4, you don't necessarily have to bunt to manufacture runs because you trust the guys at the top of your lineup to either hit the ball to the opposite field and move a guy over or just to split the gaps. But meanwhile, say you have, your last out was the 6th, and then you have 7, 8, 9. That's when you go into the numbers like that, and then you really have to kind of bunt and manufacture more runs. And once you plate the first one, then it's like, okay, now how can I get another one?
Mhm.
But it's just, I'm really glad they didn't put that in the playoffs because I don't think this is how baseball's supposed to be played.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. I agree.
Yeah.
Probably not the playoffs, especially the first year.
Yeah.
This is something that I want to see. I know they've had it in the minors, but no one's really watching minor league baseball like that.
Yeah.
So I want to see how it affects things, because if it goes, it could just be a cool thing to watch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot of changes that the game has, but
Well, if there's a
definitely make
time-
it gradual.
If there's a time to test it, it would be now. I mean, as opposed to
It's a crazy enough
162
season,
game season.
anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it says enough as that A's announcer said today that they made the 2021 schedule before they made the 2020 schedule.
Right.
So that just says enough for
Really?
itself.
Oh, wow.
The last rule change I really wanted to touch on is 8-man playoff format. So are you guys fully familiarized with this?
Yeah, so it's a best of 3 first round.
Yep.
With the higher.
wild card series.
Yeah, and all 3 games are at the
All
higher
3, yeah.
seeds park.
Yep.
Which might not make a huge difference with no fans, but I think still a little significant. And then the next round
It
is
is.
best of 5, and then best of 7 championship series, and obviously the World Series is still normal.
Yeah.
So it's
Basically,
the
just tacked on an extra.
It's interesting, and now there are a lot of these dark horse teams that were kind of fringe top 5 before that could make it. Just off the top of my head, 2 that really come to mind are the Chicago White Sox and San Diego Padres.
Mhm.
Those are teams that the Padres, from what I've seen, I mean, obviously it's only 3 games, which is it's fucked up as it is. That's 1/20th of the season right there, already gone by. The Padres can pitch with Chris Paddock, with
Lucchese.
Lucchese, with what's his short last name? 5 letters. Lamet.
Dinelson Lamet.
Dinelson Lamet. That guy can throw. Yeah, and then not to mention,
Yeah.
Emilio Pagan and Kirby Yates. in the pen, and then you have the White Sox who could just mash with anybody.
Mhm.
You know, they're getting a little bit outmashed by the Twins right now in their series, but they can rake.
Those games were crazy.
Eloy Jimenez, Edwin Encarnacion,
Moncada
Noah
had a
Mazara,
big
not Yonder.
Yohan
Moncada.
Moncada.
Yeah, Yohan Moncada, and Yonder. Yeah,
Well,
no, Yasmani.
I don't know about
Yasmani. Yes, and Tim Anderson. So they could rake.
okay,
So now it's going to be, you know, it's like basketball 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, but like those
I
6,
think
7,
that
8. I don't know.
This
man.
really
It's
helps the teams that are in the like 4 through 6 level, obviously. Because
definitely.
if you're the top 3 seeds, this really doesn't help you at all because
No,
the odds that you losing a best of 3 are so much higher than you losing a best of 5. And
That's
sometimes
true.
the best of 5s are already a little crazy, especially
Mhm.
in MLB where you just get a starter that can like win 2 games by himself. It
That's
feels
true.
like.
Also-
So all the other team has to do is pick up another game, and the best of 3 is just going to amplify that.
with the 4 through 6 teams, I think that our Oakland Athletics
Probably
maybe getting a little extra boost by not being in a 1-game wild
Thank
card.
God.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the first
Thank you.
time.
We're
We
going
have
to get a
another
series. We're gonna get a
1-game wild
series.
card, I would not be able to watch.
No, I couldn't be an A's fan, man. It hurts.
It just would not work.
It
So
hurts.
at least now we'll have hopefully at least 3 chances just to win a game. It's
Yeah.
been 6 years. Losing
true.
3 times that wild card game is just not okay.
And we can get into predictions or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think that the A's have a good chance to host the first round.
I think so too, especially with the
For whatever that
Astros
counts
losing
for.
Verlander too.
Yeah.
So now the Astros lost Verlander and Cole, so their number 1 starter is Greinke, and then it immediately dips off to, I guess, McCullers, who's still good. He's good, but he's coming back from, you know, Tommy John, so we don't know how long, in terms of longevity, what he has this season.
The thing with the Astros is I've seen so many times when like someone goes down to injury or gets traded free agency, they just get some random guy out of the minor leagues who's like a
Mhm.
stud. Their organization is
Forrest
so
Whitley's coming back.
Yeah.
He's one of their top prospects.
Wouldn't
Coming back
surprise
off a PED, I want to say,
nice.
last year. But he was like top 20 prospect, so
Of course, it's with the Astros.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, that's what the Astros need, more cheating, huh?
just a little
Yeah.
more
Jesus
cheating.
Christ.
So sad that we don't get a normal season because the best part of the season was going to be the
Watching
Astros
people
getting
boo the
destroyed.
Astros.
There's a couple of Instagram accounts just Astros
Being the
getting
Astros.
hit.
Being the Astros, man.
Astros getting hit.
But it's sad though because you know, like that. Even though they're a division rival of us, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. But like, I really like those guys. Like when they were winning the World Series, like I thought George Springer, Carlos Correa, Altuve, even Reddick, who's one
Bregman's
of
a
our
fun
guys.
guy.
Bregman's a fun
Bregman's
guy.
loud, but he's fun.
You guys
Yeah,
are
he
like
good
Bregman?
baseball IQ too. I don't like him as much,
I'm
but
not
like
a Bregman
I respected
guy.
them
I
because
like
they
them.
were
respect
so
them.
bad.
or respected. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
so bad and they dug themselves out of such a deep hole, losing 100 games like 3 years in a row, and then they just
I
killed
get the
it.
storyline is cool, and like Sports Illustrated predicted them to win, and they did. All that was cool, I guess. But like, I had no respect for Bregman before this. I had a
Yeah.
little bit of respect for Altuve and Correa and all those other guys. But after this, no, I'm sorry. Like the little respect I had for Altuve is completely gone. Straight up cheated.
Well,
also,
I mean,
I love Trevor Bauer.
yes,
Has been
Yeah.
calling them on
Yes.
cheating since 2016.
Yeah.
No, it's been like
And he didn't even get it right. He thought it was the pine tar with their spin rates. He was out here doing like trajectory lines.
wrong side, buddy. Look at the batter's box. Wrong side. Wrong side.
Just listen to the banging of the trash can.
With that, I kind of want to get into these predictions. I mean, I assume we're going to have a little disagreement. Let's start on the AL side, at least with locks. Can we all agree the Yankees are going to make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad as I am saying,
Hate to
yes.
say it, but yes.
Yankees will make the playoffs.
They haven't even looked that good.
Can
I
we
think. They
all
almost lost
agree-
the Mets today, but-
Yeah, but the thing about the Yankees is they're deep. Like last
Yeah.
year, think about it. I
I
think
hate the Yankees so much.
Yeah.
didn't they have like 25 different players hit the injury list?
They
in a
had
year?
the most guys on the injury list, and then just everyone randomly would pop up with
Yeah,
20
and they
bombs.
still won 100 games.
Gio Urshela is out here hitting
Gio
320.
Urshela, fucking Mike Talkman.
Yeah.
Come on, where are these guys?
Their
coming from?
outfield is crazy crowded.
It is. I like.
I
Aaron
mean, it
Hicks a
helps
lot.
them that they're all injured. But
It does.
Hicks, Judge, Gardner, Stanton,
They got some
Talkman,
men out
It's
there.
ridiculous. Like,
Jesus, I think
Gonna beat
Judge,
that.
Stanton, and Hicks could either be an outfield or a linebacking core.
It's very possible. Yeah,
Fucking
those are some big
ridiculous.
boys.
I think none of them weigh any less than 220 pounds.
Yeah.
Minimum. Minimum.
That's fair.
I think so. Can I also say that it's a lock to put the Minnesota Twins in?
I'd say so.
You'd say so?
I
Yeah.
can see
I
them
see the world
failing, but
yeah.
not with 8 teams.
Yeah.
With
Especially.
8 teams, I want to. They'll probably.
Well, you have to think about it this way too. No matter what, 2 teams from each division are going to get in, and then there's the 2 wild cards after. And I don't
Right.
see 2 teams better than the Twins. I see the White Sox can contend and the
Cleveland?
Indians can contend, but the Royals and Tigers are. So they're definitely in the top three.
and given the schedule, given the balancing of the schedule,
Yep.
the amount of time that they get to beat up on the Royals and Tigers.
Yeah.
That's true.
Not and the
Safe with
Pirates
the
too.
Central.
But
And
I
the
mean that
Pirates.
NL Central is going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
NL
I
Central
could
is
see
tough.
4 teams from the NL Central going into the playoffs.
And especially considering on the other side, they all get to beat up on the Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
They all get to beat up on the Tigers and Royals.
Yep.
Whereas, AL East
Yeah.
teams are just getting ran over and over again. So.
Oh, for sure.
The thing I will say about the Twins, it's good the balls are still juiced. Because
Yes.
that team power-wise is, I think inconsistent without the juice balls.
Oh my God.
They're that perfect 3 rows deep team.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Warning track fly balls that just carry out.
Nelson Cruz is 40 years old, hitting
I know,
2
he's still
homers for
mashing.
7 ribs today.
Yeah, he's still mashing, dog.
He's a
7 ribs.
And he had quite the offseason. Did you guys?
He did.
Did you guys happen to see what he was doing down in the DR?
No, what?
He got like $14 million worth of aid donated to the DR. He was
Yeah.
going crazy. Like
Good for him.
he's
Caps off to that. Good to see good guys still in the league.
Yeah.
Unlike our buddies in Houston. Huh?
He's one of those guys that just
Fucking
torched
assholes.
the A's for so long that you have to respect him at a certain point.
Yeah, it's true. Just like King Felix, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he rickrolled us for 10 years fucking straight. 10 years fucking straight. He would come into our stadium on
Yeah.
opening day and fuck us.
That was
Japan
3
too,
of my
so-
birthdays. We're just watching Felix throw like an
Yeah.
8-inning 1-run game.
Gem.
So
Absolute
good at
gem.
Coliseum too.
Every
Just
fucking
We
time.
lost opening day every single year.
Every year, dude.
Sure felt like it. Yeah.
Except, well, now we get to fuck the Angels.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Nice. Or let the Mariners come back on our schedule. I'd like to see that again.
But I like fucking the
Plenty of
Angels
Mariners.
too.
See, I think I'm going to get very little controversy here in saying the Athletics are going to win the AL West.
I
I don't
think
know. Hopefully,
I do not.
Maybe there's a little bias there.
There's a lot of
Maybe
bias
a little
there.
bit of bias.
I would love to
Check
see
your
that happen
jersey.
too much.
I would love to see that happen, but
You think with the depleted staff, you like the Astros? That's what's going to
They still reign.
they mash.
They
They
do.
do mash, but like
They do.
mash.
I saw some.
Yuli Gurriel's batting 7th on that team.
And I know that we've taken the Angels pretty well this weekend,
That's without Rendon, too.
but that's
though.
without Rendon, and that's Ohtani pitching for the first time in 2 years.
It's true.
Here's what I'll say about
I
the
could see
Astros.
them.
Especially in the second half of the last 2 seasons, we've played really, really well against them down the stretch.
That's true.
And in this shortened season, those 8 or whatever games we have against them are going to be so much more important because it's such a swing game in the standings.
That's true.
So if we can take 5 or even 6 off of them, it's going to be so.
Not to
nice.
mention even just trying to get an edge because it's very possible we do end up playing them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I don't know. I
Both
think
teams are making the playoffs.
I'm gonna write down. Yeah, I'm gonna write down both the A's and the Astros here
Put it
just
up
because
there.
we think they're both gonna make it.
It's very likely, I think, that whoever makes it out of them 2 will end up being the 4 seed too.
Probably.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be on the top half.
I imagine the only other. Yeah, those are probably the best 4 teams to me in the AL are the Yankees, Twins, A's, and Astros. So to fill out those last 2 spots, the AL East,
Tampa, we've been
Tampa,
Tampa,
yeah.
that
yeah.
pitching staff is too
They're
good.
so smart, and you know that they just have the
Talkers.
craziest ideas for a 60-game season.
They really do.
They're a team that I want to see them get into extra innings and just see what they like. They'll end up
Yeah,
with a
that's
pitcher
true.
playing left field.
That's
They'll
true.
have their DH bunting and then a pinch runner stealing.
Yeah.
G-Man Choi. I don't know if you guys saw this or
G-Man
not today.
Troy.
He has never taken a righty at bat in his life.
That's great.
And today he walks up to the plate right-handed
Exactly.
and went fucking yard.
That's just
He
Tampa.
went
That's just
fucking
Tampa.
yard.
They're just gonna come up with the craziest thing. They'll be like this left-handed DH.
Yeah.
Send him up righty because a competitive
That's gonna work.
advantage. tells us so.
G-Man.
Yeah.
Shout out G-Man.
That was
G-Man
ridiculous.
fucking Choi.
Yeah.
I'll put the Rays on there.
Jason
Now,
Wright.
from the Central, this is kind of one that I have trouble with. Do you guys favor more the Indians or the White Sox? That's
White
really
Sox.
hitting versus pitching. That's really what it comes down to, if you ask
I
me.
like the White Sox.
Why is that? You gonna say that without any?
Like I said, they mash, dude.
Offense is your best defense sometimes, huh?
Yeah. I mean, shit.
Tell that to
I
the
don't
pitcher
think it's
over
going to go very far in the playoffs,
Yeah.
but I think to get there,
there. I don't know,
White Sox.
but let's see who do they have in their rotation. They have Giolito. They have
Giolito's pretty good.
They have Gio Gonzalez. They have
Gio.
Reynaldo Lopez.
I mean, that's the thing is a lot of teams with rotations. I mean, even Cleveland, which always has the deepest rotation,
Yeah,
now it's down to Clevenger, Bieber,
Carrasco.
who knows- but Carrasco's coming back from he was just in the pen last year.
so they have
So,
Plesac, right? Is that
Zach Plesac, yeah.
Plesac, that's the fourth start over there.
Well,
They still have Brad Hand over there in the pen, but outside of Brad Hand, that pen's pretty depleted.
I think it's a lot of teams are going to be kind of cobbling together AAA guys just to see who can get innings.
That's true. It's very true.
Like it's not really,
Because with relievers, they're so like intrinsically inconsistent.
Yes.
If you find one that
Thank
comes
you
up
for
from
saying
AAA
that.
that can pitch
Thank you.
well for like a week or two, then fuck
and
it.
even more in a
Mhm.
60-game season, you're going to be
Yeah.
going off the smallest sample size.
Exactly.
And not even to mention, this is something I've talked about with PJ in the past. Obviously, all credit to Mariano Rivera, right? Mariano Rivera is like the greatest closer of all time. I know I'm going so off
I'd
the
love to
fucking
see where
page
this
here.
goes.
But Mariano Rivera pitched at a time like 2001 to 2014, and since then, I feel like the technology around baseball has improved so much to like where the hitters can go in to film and watch these pitchers and watch their pitches. Like a great example of this is Blake Trinan, right?
Mhm.
Blake Trinan
My
from
coach,
2018.
Shout out, Bill Trinan.
Did he coach you?
He's a coach at Whitman, yeah.
Really?
He's our coach.
No
yeah.
shit.
No, he just loves Walla Walla. His wife lives there.
Really?
That's pretty fucking
Blake
cool.
Trinan's out there in Walla Walla.
That's really fucking
Shook the
cool.
man's hand.
See if you get the splitter from him, man. See
No,
if you
I'm trying to get the
split.
sinker.
Yep.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was just out there playing catch with one of our dudes in the fall.
Oh,
And he's just destroying his palm.
fucking nasty.
And he's just like, oh, I'm just going easy today. Someone put a gun on him. It was 94.
That is easy for him because he had a sinker at 98.
102.
He has a sinker that drops 6 inches at 98.
Exactly.
But the point being in all this, from 2018 to 2019, his control wavered a little, but mostly it was the same stuff. And I feel like it was more so the hitters being able to pick up on his stuff. And I feel like now for relievers, if you're not new to the league, I feel like at a point you have to change your approach to how you attack batters because batters will be able to watch you enough times, whether it's in a game or on film, and be able to pick up your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this. Even Andrew Miller was the most unhittable
Yes.
guy. And then it just, like, you get, especially because relievers are only throwing 60, 70 innings
Yeah.
a year. So after a couple, you might get a full year of like a 1 ERA, but it's guys with 1 or 2 pitches.
Yeah.
They're going to catch up.
Yeah, so I think that's a great point, Ron. It's just hard to be consistent. Starters, it's different because you go a whole game. Starters, you already have to do that when you see a guy in a lineup 2 or 3 times. But for relievers, your job is coming for 1 inning, and it's hard to have that same approach.
I find it funny that you brought up Mariano Rivera and didn't say another thing about him.
Yeah, I do
No.
find that funny. Team PJ.
It was more so the timing. I'm saying no one had the technology to make the adjustments.
I know what
on
you were
pitch
trying
like
to
Mariano
say.
Rivera. I know I didn't touch
I don't
back
think
there.
I don't think they could do it anyways. Got to be honest.
Yeah, the cutter's fucking
The
gross.
cut is just gross.
He was
I mean, that's
literally.
how Kenley did the
Then he
same
had
thing
that
for
one
6,
putter that
7
didn't
years.
cut.
You want to know something crazy
To
about
who?
Kenley?
The Red Sox.
Mhm.
You remember that?
Big Papi.
Yeah.
Kenley can't play at Coors because he has some heart condition.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Really?
wild. So
Yeah.
like, my friend's a Rockies
He
fan.
can't go to Colorado.
He has no beef with Kenley Jansen because he can never come play at
That's
Coors.
fucked up.
It's
Yeah.
just too high up. Like, it's
Yeah.
literally
Brandon
not
Morris
safe.
taking the saves.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, dog.
Shout out Miss
So
Spinny
what
on
if
my
they ended up
15
playing and not in the playoffs or something? He's just not going to go there?
He can,
Well,
dog. His dog.
first of all, the Rockies have to make the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. Also,
start with
let's
that.
go backwards.
Yeah. Okay, so
Well, should we take this to the NL and just lock in the Dodgers right now?
No, let's finish the AL
I think we
first.
should finish that out. So I guess we don't really have a verdict between Sox or Indians here. I'd say the Indians have more experience, but I'd say the Sox are the better team this year. I would really say it if Michael Kopech were playing. I really like Michael Kopech. That dude throws
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah.
But I guess that'll be a draw.
obviously like win games on his own. He's crazy. So they just have to get some more support behind that.
But is it a possibility
I mean,
both
I would
of
say
those
the
teams
Sox,
make
though.
it? Or
I
kinda think-
I'm flipping a coin.
I'm probably taking
I'm taking the Angels. I'm taking the Halos too.
I'm taking the Angels over either one of those.
Yeah.
Even like
And
the
then-
Blue Jays have been playing well.
So, I'm gonna put Sox slash.
Blue Jays did in the games last year after they had Biggio, Bichette,
Biggio's been playing
Vlad,
very
and
well.
I love
Yeah.
Vlad.
Gurriel.
once they stopped tanking and they called up all the guys who were actually the best guys in their
They're playing
organization,
well.
they were like 500, little over 500 team.
That's true.
And
I can see him
add
sliding
another
as the 8 or something.
I
Like
can see
that.
them as the 8 too
I
because
can see them sneaking up.
I'll tell you, I don't see the Orioles.
Yeah, I
A blind
think
man
you
doesn't see the fucking
I
Orioles.
mean, I'd like to believe the Orioles, but no.
do. Why?
I don't know.
I
Something about the aesthetic.
I don't see the Red Sox.
No, I
The
don't
Red
know.
Sox, yeah.
They've lost the Orioles twice
Dumpster
already.
fire, yeah.
Dumpster fire. I mean, they've lost a lot on the offensive side
offensively.
and yeah. Why are you saying that? Fuck you. Are you a Red? You're not.
I
Red
was
Sox
a Red
fan.
Sox
You used to
fan.
be.
Yeah.
I was, and then there's just nothing left.
Hear that?
Shout out Kyle Connell though.
Yeah, for
Red
sure.
Sox and
Kai
Red
O'Connell, Danny O'Connell, anyone with the last name O'Connell.
Yep.
For that matter, anyone whose
Boston.
last name starts O and then an apostrophe. We love you, Irish people. The Red Sox.
So I'm gonna say
Red
Go
Sox
Sox.
are fire.
Go
Yeah.
no
Celtics.
Orioles, no Red Sox, no Royals,
Yeah, no Tigers.
no Tigers,
Hell
no
no.
Mariners. That's 5. So
Mhm.
No Rangers,
the
I'm
other,
sorry.
so the other 3 teams around that. I think
No
the Rangers
Rangers.
have a good staff.
But
The
you have to-
Rangers have a good staff. They have Kluber. They have
Do they have
Kyle
Kluber?
Gibson. They have Mike Minor. That's a good
Mike
3
Minor
star.
was good.
They have Lance Lynn. That's a
Lance
good
Lynn was a
4. If
stud.
they get into a playoffs, that's good 4.
Although the thing is,
I'm
we
curious
just have
about
to say
their
this about anyone who pitches now. Do they have them? Because if you have 12 starts in a 60-game season, and you're going to miss one of them, 2 of them right off the bat just because you're not back in
Mhm.
shape because haven't been
Yeah,
throwing,
whatever
haven't been
reason.
facing guys.
Bullshit.
It's like that can tank a team that was counting on a rotation.
Totally.
We saw this. That's what we're talking about with the Astros.
Yep.
Same thing could happen with Kluber going down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who knows if he'll be back, but if he misses 2 or 3 starts,
Yeah,
that's
no,
a big
huge
portion.
that's
of
not
what
good,
they
for,
thought
especially
they were
for the
getting.
guy you traded so much to get. You know, so. But the Rangers have bats too. You know, Joey Gallo.
Joey Gallo
Gallo.
hyped a home run.
The
They
Rangers
got
are decent, but
Elvis Andrus.
yeah, I have a difficult time seeing them beating the A's and the Astros
Me
and
too.
even the Angels super consistently, and that's what they're going to have to do realistically.
Yeah,
Ben kinda
especially now
touched
that
on-
everyone's playing it only against your division.
Yeah, but that's kind of something you touched on too. Is you have to think about the whole AL West. When they play the NL West, they get to play the Giants, the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, who are all Diamondbacks are okay, but the Rockies and Giants, that's step over games. You know, so like to a degree, some of these games are very winnable. It really matters for the interdivisional play, I guess, and the Rangers will have a very tough time versus the
I
Angels.
think overall this season, this is semi off topic, but just talking about records and playing the other league,
Go.
the AL is going to have a much better record overall than the NL this year. I think the AL
Okay.
is much deeper. Anytime that they play, like the A's match up well against 4 teams in the NL West.
I would say yes, except for that those 5 teams that Sam just named at the bottom: Royals, Tigers,
That's true,
Orioles, Mariners,
like
like
Red Sox to a degree.
Red Sox
Yeah.
are all way worse than NL teams. Like NL teams, how many teams are straight up tanking? Like Pirates,
Even
probably.
the Marlins look good.
The
They
Marlins
look good.
suck,
They
but
look
they look
good.
The
okay.
Tigers
They
took
can
a couple games off the Reds. Like, I don't know.
I'm telling y'all, the Marlins can hit. Their rotation isn't there outside of like Urania and Alcantara. Alcantara is very good, but they can hit.
Yeah.
Aguilar can hit. Corey Dickerson can hit. I can't name too much else of the team, but they can hit. Those boys can hit. So I'm gonna finish this, and I'm just gonna tell you what I think. I'm gonna say the Sox get in over the Indians. I'm gonna say the Indians get in anyways. I see 3 teams from the AL West, 3 from the Central, and 2 from the East. I say the Indians will be pushed by the Blue Jays, though. That's what I will say. I think the Blue Jays are slept on.
Okay.
I also want to point out, getting back to what Rylan said,
Wow, we left their phone off.
that was
Fuck
me.
me.
Sam,
That was
on
me.
your own show.
I did.
God damn it.
I think it was me. I think I got one of the same.
Both
Anyways,
gotta go.
anyways,
We're fucked, man.
We're taking over the podcast.
they're also
car show, baby.
we're giving it disadvantage by they didn't really have a DH, the NL.
Yeah, that's a
True.
great point. That's a great point.
That is a good point.
Like they're not really prepared.
But now you have to think about teams that are so much well vetted because of that, like the Dodgers. Jock Peterson was made to be a DH.
Yeah.
He was made to be a DH.
He's a great defensive outfielder.
He is.
But still, like, the Dodgers definitely are going to have enough bats.
Mm-hmm.
They're not lacking for that 9th bat to put in the lineup.
The Nats got a lot better, too.
Nationals, we were talking about that.
Howie
You have
Kendrick.
Howie Kendrick or Eric
also.
Thames, either one of those. I'd say the Reds with Aristides Aquino. He can go
And
out there.
Castellanos,
Yep.
who cannot field.
Yeah.
Cannot
That man can
field.
hit doubles like a motherfucker.
He splits the gap.
Yeah.
That boy splits the gap.
All he does is
58
fucking hit
last year.
doubles.
But when he's fielding, that ball's going in the gap. Oh,
Gives him back up.
Yeah.
I'd say another team that's really impacted by that is the Cubs, too.
Schwarber.
Yeah.
Schwarber, they've been hitting their backup catcher, Caratini, and he's been having
I like
success.
Caratini. He's
Yeah.
interesting. For sure.
And also, I think we might have touched on this a little more, but the rest days getting compressed.
Yes.
So
Yes.
catchers are going to have even more.
That's
You know,
true.
if you can rotate your catcher like the Giants used to do with Posey,
Mm-hmm.
throw him in a DH spot, give him a half day, but not lose the bat.
Yep.
That's a big benefit.
And then the flip side of that, this is kind of off topic, but this is what me and Ryan were talking about, is the longevity of arms, especially starting pitchers. Like I've seen outside of Kyle Hendricks, who threw a CG, I've seen a lot of pitchers being held to like 80 or 90 pitches just for the sake of, hey, you got to start in 5 days and you can't miss a single one of these over a 3-month span, right?
Yeah.
So it's just now you have to find the medium between how long do you want your pitcher to go to win a game and how long can he go in order to get prepared for the next game.
And it's kind of interesting, honestly, that you're seeing them getting pulled sooner.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense, but you'd think immediately with the DH, like that's one less decision the manager has to make,
right?
Whether to pull the starter or not.
So like what you said with the Kyle Hendricks game, right?
Yeah.
So Kyle Hendricks versus the Brewers,
in the 8th or the 7th, probably when his spot came up,
especially in a 2-0 game, and you need any boost you can from the offense. Kyle Hendricks was able to go CG.
Exactly, and because they have the DH, you can just keep him in, and it was all good. Great start, by the way. He was super efficient.
He didn't even break 90.
No, he didn't break 90. That's great Maddox-esque. Yeah. Beautiful. But for people who appreciate good games for pitchers, that's definitely a plus. I'm a little bit on the fence for the DH rule just because I like seeing pitchers who can rake, a.k.a. Madison Bumgarner, Michael Lorenzen, yada, yada, yada. That guy right there. Lefty and righty switch hitter right there. Pitcher can rake. But, it is good for a lot of dynamics of the game. So I think if out of the 3-batter rule and the runners on second for extra extra innings, I think the DH is the most likely to stay. You guys agree with that?
I agree. I don't think
they were planning. Yeah, they were planning on moving that way before the whole shortened season thing too, if I remember correctly. And so it definitely wouldn't surprise me to just see it stick around. And I think that it's okay. Like I understand people love the pitcher hitting, but all in all, you're trying to make baseball as presentable as possible.
That's true.
The best product. You don't want to have some scrub who's going to hit under the Mendoza line.
Mm-hmm. Chick stick the long ball.
Exactly. Yeah. I hate to say it, but it's kind of the way it is.
What do you guys say we move on to NL here?
I'm fine with that.
Locks. Give me locks up the top. We'll say Dodgers.
DJ Thoyers.
Yep. No fans to show up in the 3rd inning this year, huh, boys?
I saw a tweet that was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, they've got a lockdown at Chavez Ravine. They're gonna only put half of them out before the 2nd inning, and then take the other half out after the 7th inning stretch or whatever."
Yeah.
Dodgers fans.
And then, do we have any other locks? I almost want to say the Braves are locked.
I
think for 3 spots.
The NL East is gonna have. I want to say NL East has 3 spots.
It's a gauntlet. That is a gauntlet for sure.
Braves, defending champs.
Yep.
And then both the Mets and Phillies are competitive.
They're competitive, but I feel like both of them underachieved for a bit. Phillies, I don't know why, but the Mets, Syndergaard and Stroman not playing, that doesn't help a lot.
That really doesn't help. They got a thin rotation.
Regardless, they have a good bullpen now, too, with Betances and Diaz at the back end.
If Diaz is good, Diaz gave up literally every home run last year.
That's true.
That's very true. 15 home runs in the 9th inning.
I would say there's no locks for me in either the East or the Central.
All right, so let's start debating then. We got some good topics to debate here.
The Braves, I think, will probably make it, even if they have to be the 3. But I could see the Mets easily finishing above them. The Mets could easily just throw it together.
Yep.
The rotation stays consistent.
But who do we see winning the division?
Exactly.
Who do we see winning the NL East?
I'm going to the Nationals. I got the Nationals.
Soto being out hurts them so much.
That's for 15 games.
Yeah.
So a fourth of the season.
That's crazy. That's so fucking much.
Yeah, right now it's just all about manufacturing runs. I've watched 2 national games so far. It's all manufacturing, moving runners over, stealing bases. They got 7 or 8 guys now starting lineup who can run.
Right, but to be honest, you also I know we're talking about starters maybe being questionable on how long they can go.
Yeah.
But Scherzer, Strasburg, Corbin.
Yeah, it's tough. And Sanchez. It's beautiful.
Corbin was pitching really well.
He was, and then they fucking blew it.
Yeah.
Had $20 on the fucking Nationals, and they blew it to the Yankees. Yeah, we might have to start a betting segment in this show every once in a while because I've been betting out of my ass on baseball.
Yeah.
Shout out Will Scher, Sebastian Camacho, Luke Ditzler, PJ Carney. We're all hitting on the Dodgers 1.5 spread tonight. We're hitting, boys. We're going to hit.
Well, now that you said that, you're not going to hit.
We're going to hit. It's the fucking Giants.
Yeah, they fucking suck. Fuck the Giants. But anyways, you can't just dink some bullshit.
Do you have any reasons why you think the Braves are going to win? Because he's kind of fucking you on logic right now.
I like the Braves. It's a straight bias.
You just like them?
It's straight bias.
Yeah, nothing else outside of you like them.
I like them.
All right. Well, I'll give you
star power.
I'll give you.
Yeah,
Acuna's
you got star
great.
power.
Albies is great. I thought Marcell Ozuna is a very good addition.
Albies.
I said Albies. I like
Soroka.
One person who I really like, who's been slept on a lot, and the reason why they let Donaldson leave is Austin Riley. Austin Riley can hit.
Yeah.
He could hit. His AAA numbers are crazy.
Insane. He had like 40 homers.
His major league numbers are pretty bad.
How many
Really?
at-bats does he even have?
He
had
played like half a season.
Half a season, and he
season,
struck out 30% of the time.
That's
Which
tough.
is like, I know that's the type of thing that, like, you come out the first time, you don't know how to hit, you come back and you fix some things.
League's changing, man. It's,
But
a,
I'm
it's
still
a daddy hack type of league out here.
There's a certain
That's what
threshold
Dave's-
where you just strike out too much to be productive.
Yeah.
Like,
agree.
I definitely see hit a bunch of tanks and you'll be good.
Yeah.
But 35...
But at a certain point, when you got a runner on second and no outs, you got to put a ball in play just to help your team
At
out.
a certain
for
point,
sure.
like, it's just if you go 0 for 4 with 4 Ks.
Yeah.
It's not good.
They're paying you too
I mean,
much.
0 for 4 with 4 groundouts isn't good either.
But still, I mean, that's also rookie season. So, I mean, as you see more,
he
you'll
might
get more
grow.
adjusted. But I like him. I like NCarte a lot. Great on defense. Good top of the order guy. So, I mean, from a hitting perspective, they're good. It's just how well they can get their guys to get going in the rotation between Soroka as a rising star, Fulte, Newcomb's on, what is it?
Fultonavich.
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 What's that guy? What's that guy who pitched for the A's and the real lefty specialist? Mark.
I'm not going to try. I can't do that.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Zimchevsky.
There's
He
a
pitched
lot
for
of
the. Didn't he win a World Series with the Cardinals?
He did. Yep, lefty. For most of his career, I think there's some crazy stat, like 60% of his appearances are one batter.
Something like that.
That's a guy not going to be around anymore.
No job for him
No
in this.
job for Mark
The alphabet. Didn't they just call him the alphabet?
So I'm gonna put the Braves in.
giving up as a
Can I put the Braves and the Nats
They're
here?
both
Yeah.
making
I can put both of them here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move over to our NL Central.
Oh, please.
So this one is you got four
Reds.
teams in the NL Central
Can I get
with
a
all good
four-sided
case.
coin?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Brewers, hit not a lot of pitching. Reds,
I love
a lot of pitching, pretty good hitting, not a lot of experience.
And they cannot
Sonny
be-
Gray.
Cubs, good experience, good hitting, good pitching, inconsistency, and
New manager.
Cardinals, who have experience,
Wow.
pitching, and some hitting, but a lot of versatility on defense. So there's good cases for any of the four. Let's go all around. You start. Who do you think?
I'm going to go. I want to go Reds, but I can't. I want to, but I can't. So
Me
I'm
too.
going to throw the Cardinals back at the top of the division.
Wow,
Jack Flaherty
Flaherty's the real
is a
deal.
stud.
He's the real deal.
And they'll cobble together,
Who else is in that rotation? They got Wainwright still.
Yeah,
At the age
he
of
pitched. Yeah, he pitched yesterday. He actually had a pretty good outing.
Good outing.
Yeah.
Who else?
But
Carlos Martinez is good. Is he closing now?
I think he's in the
Because
pen.
Jordan Hicks is not there.
Jordan
Hicks
Hicks
is
is
out for
out.
season. That's right.
But between Carpenter and Edmund and
the young Goldie,
they'll throw together enough in the infield.
Dexter Fowler in the outfield.
Yeah. I think the Cardinals are going to go on top. I have the Brewers pushing them, to be honest, just because I like Christian Yelich.
Yeah,
And I
that's
just
a
think
good
he'll
reason.
go off. I think he'll go off.
Well, they got other
Hot
support
take:
going on
Christian
next
Yelich is good.
year.
I mean, good, yes.
Flaming hot take. You heard it
Yeah.
heard it here first. Christian Yelich is good at baseball.
He's good.
everybody. He's good at baseball. What do you think, Ron? Who you got?
I like the Cardinals to finish on top of the division. I do not like the Brewers, though. I'll be honest. I don't think the Brewers or the Reds.
I don't see the pitching
It's
for the
not.
Brewers. They got Brandon
So-
Woodruff and who else?
Yeah,
Is Chassin still there?
Maybe, but like he's a mid-tier starter. Like he's, in terms of a playoff
say-
four rotation, I can't even think of four guys that I'd put in the fucking rotation.
they had one
Brewers
guy.
are a team that I might see bullpenning a lot.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
They do have a good bullpen.
They had a guy started on Saturday against the Cubs.
Josh
He threw some-
Hader.
Fuck
Not our
Josh
favorite
Hader.
person.
Fuck that
You mean
Not a good
the
guy.
gay hater?
Yeah.
Cut that one.
guy.
We don't have to.
Either way, man. But
The dude's racist.
he is, man. We decided
He
to
did it
call
to
it
himself.
out.
It's all out there. You ain't gotta cut it out.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll just call it out. What do you see? You got it.
So I would say the Cardinals definitely make it. Yeah, behind them it gets really hard. I guess the Cubs. I think that David Ross can stick it together, especially with this group of players. I think it's going to be a little bit harder down the road when he doesn't have a bunch of ex-teammates.
Yeah,
But at this point, it's still like the honeymoon phase. It's only 60 games. They can get their shit together and like.
still very knowledgeable about the game of
Yeah,
baseball.
I
I've seen
think
him
Wise is filthy. The top of the lineup is very scary. It might even be better than the Cardinals, honestly.
Maybe, yeah. What do you got, PJ?
Okay, I don't think the Reds are going to win the division, but like if they have to go in a wild card series, they got Sonny Gray and Trevor Bauer
And Luis Castillo.
and Luis Castillo.
In a 3-game series.
The
That's
3-game
great.
series, the Reds are going to be good.
That's really good.
Honestly,
Think about that.
I think it's going to be crazy down the end of the. I don't know how much time there is between the end of the regular season and playoffs.
Yeah,
But teams are going to be all within 2 or 3 games jockeying for playoff spots.
that's true.
Yeah.
There's
It's
not
going
going to be a lot
to
of
be crazy
distance.
watching how teams maneuver their rotation.
Sonny Gray's really good too.
Sonny Gray has gone, I think, 34 straight starts without allowing more than 4 runs.
Or 6 hits.
That's incredible. That's incredible. From a guy who
MLB
had,
record.
what, did he
6
finish
hits.
3rd in Cy Young in Oakland or 4th?
Third in 2015.
Yeah.
They finished 3rd and then got traded to a place he didn't like, didn't have success, and then had a rebound. And for a guy who's, never caused problems with anyone, has a great baseball IQ, and is just a likable guy,
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier.
Big
And he
fan.
beat the
really
fuck out of
appreciate
Chris
it.
Archer that one time.
Yes, he did. He beat the shit out of Chris Archer. That was beautiful.
That's what I want. I want to see at some point the Reds and Pirates in a socially distanced fight.
That'd be nice.
I want them fighting, but
How would
with
that work?
masks on.
First socially distance injection today. You guys see that?
I
You
did
guys
see
see
that.
that?
One of the Pirates starters got
Yeah.
tossed, I think.
There's not going to be a
Of course
John Boy
it's the
video. There's a
Pirates,
guy
dude.
went like fucking this. How you going to read his lips when you put it up here? You can't do anything.
Yeah,
Man.
that's ridiculous.
You just gotta guess.
Shout
what
out
the
John
umpire's
Boy.
saying. Hey,
Shout out John Boy.
I want to see John Boy guessing what the umpire is saying. Come up with the
That'd be
craziest
awesome.
shit you can think
That'd
of.
be
I love
awesome.
John Boy.
Sponsor us, John Boy, please. So I'm going to go ahead and say one that none of you said for the winner. What was that? Good?
I think it was water.
Like special effects for the
Fucking
show.
hope so. But
I've been getting water.
Chicago
whenever
Cubbies.
it's dropped. Oh.
Chicago Cubbies, for all my Roosevelt teammates, I'm going to support you guys right now. Chicago Cubbies, I got them winning the division. Because here's why.
All right.
John Lester and Kyle Hendricks at the top, very, very good. Very good. 2 great starters who could both be number 1.
I'm taking them over Sonny Gray and Trevor Bauer.
Let me
And
finish.
Castillo.
Let me finish.
Thanks.
And then you have Yu Darvish, pretty good, inconsistent, can be good. Those 3 at the top are good, but there's just so much depth hitting you have there. You have Wilson Contreras and Caratini at catcher. You have, for your everyday guys, you have Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Javier Baez, and then you have Kipnis,
Yeah,
and Nico Horner. Shout out Nico Horner, Oakland legend, forever Oakland legend. Head Royce. Fuck Head Royce, but shout out Nico Horner. Absolute unit. And then from the outfield, you have guys like Happ coming off the bench. You have Almora. You have Jason Hayward. You have Kyle Schwarber. And as I said, there's just so much you could do with that lineup, especially with the DH. And, I just don't see a lot of teams out hitting them.
I agree.
So, I see them out hitting the Cardinals. I see them maybe with the Reds, same level of offense, but with more experience,
Mm-hmm.
So I see the Cubs.
And less holes. The Reds, there's a lot of guys that you're just not sure about.
Yeah,
and it's kind of top heavy.
Shogo Akiyama from Japan, who was great in Japan, but who knows?
I saw him. He looked pretty good. Nick Senzel, too. Yeah.
He looks pretty
They're
good,
top
but who
heavy guys.
knows?
Travis
Suarez
Jankowski.
and
Castellanos,
they rake.
Make good defense. Everyone's got a job for a reason, am I right?
That's true.
Yep.
Fine.
So I don't even know what the fuck to write for this NL Central here. I don't.
So I think that there's going to be 3 teams that make it, in my opinion.
No.
And I think the Brewers are on the outside.
I was about to say that. I think the Brewers are the odd man. I mean, that's against what you
I
said.
mentioned the Brewers, but
What do you think? Who's the odd man out?
it's possible
Make it
for
easier.
2 as well.
Odd man out.
Out of those 4 teams, who's the odd man out?
Brewers.
Yeah,
Really?
it's the Brewers.
Because it could be in
I
any
like
order,
the
I think.
Brewers.
The top 3 could be in any order, and the Brewers, too. It really could
If
be.
it's
any
not
order.
the
Who else
Brewers,
do the Brewers have in their lineup? They have Keston Hiura, who I like.
Kane's been hitting 6th.
Kane's been hitting good. Actually, Orlando Arcia's been hitting pretty well so far to start.
He's inconsistent.
They got Omar Narvaez from
Christian Yelich.
Sogar's been leading off. Fucking Sogard.
Sogard!
My
Eric
boy,
Sogard! Eric Sogard! Eric Sogard! Eric Sogard, baby! Eric Sogard! Let's go!
He's been leading off for them.
And he's been hitting 300!
Yeah.
He's been hitting 300!
Eric Sogard, I love you.
Yes.
He went to the A's, and then he went Blue Jays, Rays, and now Brewers, and his career's not dead because he can fucking hit. He can rake. He's beautiful. Maybe not rake. He rakes from line to line, not over the fence.
He's a slap and run guy, but I like
for
it.
sure, man, for sure. So I guess they have okay guys. As I was saying, Omar Narvaez for the Mariners did good work last year at over 300 at the catcher position, which is pretty rare. But I just down the stretch, I don't see the pitching for the Brewers. I don't see it. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna write down. Do we all agree the Cardinals are gonna make it?
Yeah,
I think
from an all well-rounded pitching, hitting, and experience point, they got it. They got it. I'll put the Cardinals here.
And I think if it isn't the Brewers, I don't know how much this is going to be a hot take, but I think the Cubs, if it's not the Brewers.
I agree. Yeah, I think the Reds might be on that.
I think the Reds
really like the Reds, but there's just not enough experience there. They're so young.
So what's your guys' knock on the Cubs to not make it?
Inconsistency.
Very inconsistent, and I don't know how it's going to work with Ross showing up.
Yeah, he might not even be like we don't know. He might not.
But I mean, mind you, it's not like
ESPN.
It's not like Ross just won a World Series with the Cubs and was rewarded a managerial position because they liked him. But not only did he win a World Series there, he was also part of another dynasty in Boston. So, like, he's seeing how good teams are supposed to build themselves.
The backup catcher on both.
Well, he's got all the marks
on
of
the
a good
team.
manager.
He has the marks of the guy who gets hired. But we just don't know.
But it's not like you have to be a franchise catcher to be a manager. Like fucking Bob Melvin, Bruce Bochy. Like, there's plenty of manager catchers. Joe Girardi. Like, a lot of it's proven that.
Except for Mike Matheny. Mike Matheny sucks.
He
sucks.
Heard it here first.
Yeah. No, you heard it here last. Everyone's mad. Mike Matheny sucks.
He's not. Is he in Kansas City?
Yep, he's the Royals manager.
Poor bastard. Poor fucking bastard.
That sucks for him.
Yeah. Kansas City's a shithole.
Good barbecue.
Fuck the Royals, dude.
Awful baseball.
Fuck the Royals. If you're an A's fan, you know it's
one of my least favorite parks too. Honestly, Kauffman Stadium.
It's ugly. It's uglier than the
Coliseum. It's too snobby.
I like the fountain.
Snobby, man.
The crown is just it's tacky.
I don't like the crown.
Jesus.
I don't even like their blue. I like every other blue in the major leagues except for the Royals.
So we should.
I just don't like the Royals.
Cardinals and Reds on here for sure, right? You guys think the Reds will make it too? So let's go to what's our second NL West team? I only have one answer.
You like the
Padres?
You like D-backs. I like
Padres.
Well, D-backs actually were like they were 2 games out of the wild card last year. Because you think about
they still got guys.
Who they still have?
I don't know any of their names. Ketel Marte.
They have Marte. They have the other Marte. They have Starling Marte. Eduardo Escobar, who's pretty good.
Escobar hit all the doubles.
Yep.
Every single one.
Christian Walker's not bad. Jake Lamb's not bad.
They got a lot of not bad guys.
Yeah.
They're deep on not bad.
Yeah, they have average guys. And then starters, they have Zach Gallen. They have Madison Bumgarner, Robbie Ray, who did not look good yesterday. Dropped him on my fantasy team instantly. I don't know. I don't see it from them, but I do see the Padres. I really like the Padres.
Padres did have a good
they had a
hot
great start
last year and fell apart, so that could be a team that has a hot start, and then after 60 games, the season's over.
That's true.
To fall apart.
Also, let me just, while you say that, on the flip side, I want to introduce this narrative, which I was talking around about the other day. The defending World Series champions Nationals started at 19-31 last year.
Now they have 10 games left.
Literally, if they wanted to get back to 500, they couldn't.
They could not.
Like, it's just so crazy to think that you have to start hot because there's no fucking recovery after you get across that halfway line of 30 games. When you get halfway across 80 games, there's a recovery. But when you have to make up that much, and that little.
Yeah.
But then, actually, now that I say that, another point that you made earlier is the gap in the divisions are going to be a lot smaller, too.
Yeah, it's going to be 500 teams making it.
Yeah.
Statistically, there should be below 500 teams making it.
But then it's also...
There's never been... Major League Baseball
has
never had a below 500 team. Only one of the big sports. NFL, NBA, NHL all have.
That's true. Basketball happens consistently.
Basketball all the time.
The 4 seed.
Hawks made it 7-9.
7-8-1. 7-8-1. We're watching that game. So, Matt Hasselbeck. Jesus, man.
MLB is going to be it's going to happen for the first time, and all our 2006 Cardinals fans out there, big fans of the 83 and 79 that won the World Series. Something like that could happen. I mean, I'm not ruling out Colorado Rockies.
Did have the Cy Young in the MVP.
Jesus.
Okay, but
the Padres are well-rounded, man. I like you got Eric Hosmer who's finding his stroke again.
Yeah.
One guy that PJ really likes, Jerks and Profar.
Yeah, I like him just because I like him. It's not even because he's good. I just like him.
But in that infield between Hosmer, Profar, Tatis, and Machado, that's a great infield. Then
Hosmer sucks.
Machado, I don't know if I'm...
I don't know.
Let's put
I hate Machado. I'm going to put that on the table right now. I hate Manny.
I just
Are you still on the Donaldson beef from?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. Fuck yeah, I am. Threw a bat at Josh Donaldson, bro. And then Josh Donaldson walked him up. I don't care. I was also
Manny Machado's such a baby, dude. Like
Donaldson was white. I wasn't even white. What was that guy's name? Oh, what are you talking about? Backup third baseman,
Alberto.
Kyle Osborne. It wasn't even Donaldson. It was fucking Kyle Osborne who he threw it at.
Oh my god.
Machado's an idiot, but
we were at the game when Donaldson walked it off against the Orioles.
Yeah.
It was a bark in the park game. The dogs went fucking nuts. The dogs were barking. But Padres great rotation. You said Lucchesi, Paddock, Lamet, and then from outfield you have
Kirby Yates in the pen.
Kirby Yates in the pen.
They traded away Renfroe. They got Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham's a big pickup. He'll be good.
Great pickup in the 2-hole. He has speed, contact power. He's got everything you need.
He's a great guy. I saw something that Tommy Pham is basically just 80% of Mike Trout. Like he has everything the Mike Trout has.
That makes sense.
But just 80% of it.
Yeah.
He's the most all around, just solid guy.
I can agree with that. Yeah, he still has all-star potential, but he doesn't have first ballot Hall of Fame
I find it.
potential.
Well, yeah.
Going back to Profar, he's a switch hitter. This man hits 300 when he's hitting righty, but no home runs. And he hits fucking 150 from the left side, but all home runs. It's ridiculous. He just goes straight righty.
The best 220 hitter on the market.
I'd take all the home runs.
I would not because
I'd take 300.
Yeah, Ben is 300 when
But
he's
if
in
we
the
can
righty,
get it
but
up
he's
to
just
230, then I'll take all the home runs.
Yeah, then you're like a catcher.
Yeah, it would be such a different discussion.
he doesn't have an arm, but he can feel.
That was weird at the beginning of last year. He had that weird
He
thing.
did not look good. Yeah.
So, am I going to get any
Padres
opposition
are
with the Padres here?
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
So now,
the NOS is still foggy to me. It could be the
honestly, I would rather see fucking 3 teams from the AL or NL East and 4 from the Central and 1 from the West. Honestly, or 4 either way.
Yeah, but we don't have that option.
It's not the option.
Yeah.
I think the Padres are still not necessarily
Also,
top
I think
18,
just
but I think they're going to make it.
The way it works out with every, if you're only playing against your own division, you're not going to have any divisions that have 4 above 500 teams. Like, it's just not going to happen because they're all playing each other.
That's true.
Math says it doesn't work.
So we got 6 down.
So now here are the 4 teams you got to pick between.
We had the Cubs for the Central, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, we didn't put the Cubs for the Central. Should I put them down?
I feel like the Cubs.
I put the Reds instead of the Cubs. I'll put them down.
I like the Cubs over the Reds, honestly.
Yeah. So now, do you like the Phillies or do you like?
It's like the Phillies, Mets, or the D-backs we're picking from.
Phillies, Mets, D-backs, or Brewers? But Brewers, as you said, mathematically, it's tough.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I guess it could be the Brewers. I don't know.
like the D-backs.
It could also only be 2.
As much as I want to say the Phillies, I just haven't seen their roster's been good for 2 years.
And Bryce Harper's the guy who always starts out hot. This is what PJ was saying.
Yeah.
Starts out hot, doesn't have time to get cold.
That's true.
Because they're just going to run out of season.
That's true.
So it's really about the pitching, I guess. Aaron Nola, Jake Arrieta, Vince Velasquez.
Pretty good. I'll take
Not
it.
bad. Pretty good
Girardi's
rotation.
their manager, too.
Yeah.
Didi hit it.
I like Didi a lot. I love Didi. I love Andrew McCutcheon. I love Gene Segura.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have the best catcher, best all-around catcher in
catcher
baseball,
in the game.
I'd say.
They don't have
Hoskins
any
still
type of
hits
fucking
face.
pitching except for Aaron Nola.
They have Arrieta.
Arietta's
But
old,
his
though.
last good year was like
That's true. 2016,
20 World Series year with the Cubs damn near. So I don't know.
Phillies ain't gonna. If they do make it, they're not gonna do anything. But
It all depends.
they
man.
could make it there. But
Just
if
the
they do make
consistency
it,
hasn't been there. It's all about consistency, man, especially in a 60-game season. Because you could drop 2 out of 3 in a series in a fucking 162 games and brush it off like it's nothing. But now it's like, oh shit, we got to get it in this next series and get those 2 games back. So it's definitely a sprint rather than a marathon now.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean that touches all the bases there.
The thing that I would say about the playoffs, I would say, other than the Yankees and the Dodgers, I could see a lot of these upper-seeded teams getting upset in the first round.
Me too. Like any of those teams top NL Central.
Yeah.
Right, we're talking about it's 3 games all at the home ballpark of the better team.
Yeah.
But the Giants took a series from the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium last year.
Yeah,
They played them 3 times at Dodger Stadium, and one of the times they took the series.
Well, also,
that's between the Giants, the literal San Francisco Giants. I know there's probably Giants fans who watch this podcast, but they suck.
I hope there's Giants fans who watch this podcast.
And the
Because he
Dodgers
speaks no lies.
100
None.
some odd games every single year.
Dodgers are playing against a AAA team tonight.
Exactly.
Fuck.
So anything can happen. We're gonna see some We Believe Warriors type of upsets.
Yeah, like another good. Or actually, if you got a thought, go ahead and say it.
well, I just got a notification on my phone. Apparently, Austin Riley had a moonshot. We were just talking
What
about
I say? Let's go. But here's the other narrative that I wanted to bring up.
in the third
In the
deck.
3-game series, you made a good.
You don't get extra points for every deck you hit it into.
Okay, you don't get extra points, but you can assert your fucking
That's
dominance
true.
by
It's
a goddamn moonshot.
Dick on the plate.
Exactly.
Here's the other narrative I want to go over. Ben, you kind of touched on it earlier in saying the Reds have Sonny Gray, Castillo, and Bauer. Like, say, this is how hypothetical. Say the Twins get a bye, or not a bye, but one of the top seeds and they're at home, right? Twins' top 3 pitchers are Barrios, fuck.
I don't know.
Barrios. Yeah, Barrios. And then say the Rays come into town, and then you have to face Snell, Morton, and Glasnow. Like, instantly, without home field advantage, that's fucked. That's fucked if the Rays have that type of matchup.
Rays don't have a home field advantage, even with fans, so it's kind of like...
And neither do the Blue Jays, literally. Quite literally.
Although, I gotta say, once you take fans out, it's the weird stadiums that give you any home field advantage, and
That's
the Trop
true.
is weird.
It is.
You have catwalks that can catch pop-ups.
Yeah, and you
A
can't
white
even see
roof?
it.
A white roof? Whose idea was a white roof? Have you ever tried seeing a ball in the sky in clouds? Now put a fucking white roof on top of it. It's just not smart. Think ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Send them
boys.
Use your brains.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Apply yourselves a little bit, boys. A little bit. A little bit.
I'm excited to watch their game. They're playing in Buffalo, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're
Triple A stadium.
Buffalo Blue Jays. Let's go.
There's gonna be some good merch out of that.
Yeah.
There's going to be some
Like some
shit.
throwbacks or whatever in like 25 years. If they actually do something this year, that'd
Imagine
be
if
cool.
the Blue Jays won the World Series and it wasn't even in Canada.
Oh my god.
That would be so depressing for the whole country.
Well, at least they got the Raptors.
At least
So,
they have the Raptors.
They got the Raptors.
They have the Raptors.
I got fucking 96, 97.
That was 92, 93.
Oh, no.
We forgive you.
No, you shouldn't. I need to be there.
Okay. We don't forgive you.
I guess that touches everything in baseball. I know you guys had some stuff to say in terms of college sports.
You feeling it?
What do you guys
You
think?
can if you want.
And we got 56
We don't
minutes.
have to go
We're
into
good.
We'll see. This might get cut. This might just be exclusive. The 4 of us.
We can talk about
That's
it.
cool. That's
see what
cool,
happens.
bro. This is,
Yeah.
like,
So,
go ahead. You take the floor, man.
college sports is going to look drastically different, I think, in 5 or 10 years. And it started with 2 things. The first one was the laws passed in California making it, or I guess easier for
Money on
players
the
to
name.
hopefully get paid, like at least monetizing their likeness in games or whatever shit. Like, obviously, we all hope that they bring NCAA football back or whatever. But the other thing that I noticed is the influx of high school players going straight to the G League instead of to college,
Yes.
which has been
Yes.
crazy. Not anything that I would have ever expected,
Mhm.
because college sports is still a pretty huge deal, especially if you're a young high school athlete. I feel like the whole goal is D1, get a scholarship, fucking go D1. Who wouldn't want to go play for Duke or fucking Virginia or North Carolina?
Or have that college experience around them playing in those types of stadiums.
But so many of them have been going to the G League, and it's especially the very top cream of the crop guys. I think it's very telling for the future. The NCAA, we know it's mad exploitive, we know it's fucked up, but I would think it's going to change because I think they're going to have to stick around.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't want to be that Pelicans fan. But Zion, I think, has a lot to do with this because he, there's a big thing around. They got extra favors or whatever, but he made so much, and he didn't make it. He made Duke so much fucking money,
He did.
and he didn't get anything for it. And
A
so
little under the table, but
a little under the table,
All
but
scared of D1 sports, right?
no, but okay, I don't know if you remember this. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it was Nike's stock plummeted when Zion got injured
yeah,
and
that's true.
put his shoes or his foot through his fucking shoe.
Yeah.
Their stock
Oh, yeah.
literally plummeted by millions and millions of dollars. It he had such a big effect, and he still didn't get anything.
Mhm.
And so I think that was really unfair. And I think they
It's
need to
gonna-
get paid.
It's just not sustainable. I mean,
It's not.
Ryland talked about the California law. I just looked it up. There's a bunch of other states that once California did it, now they got to do it because,
Yeah.
immediately the NCAA was like, California schools are now going to get all the recruits. It's no, everyone else is going to hop on this.
We'll see.
And so the whole exploiting college football and basketball specifically, for money, I think we're
Shit's
going
been
to end
going
up
on too
with.
long.
Obviously, basketball is going to be the quickest to change, and you've already seen it. It's not in the way too distant past when you could just go straight from high school to the league.
And that may be coming back.
Who's the last person to do that? Dwight Howard?
I think yeah.
2017.
But yeah, there's really only a couple stars to come out of high school though.
Mhm.
There's really
It's a risky
Yeah,
Kevin Garnett, LeBron.
Kobe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Garnett. There's a. I mean, it's a.
But,
it's got to be the best guy.
80% is when they went from high school to the league. They didn't do anything.
I don't think you'll see a return of that per se, but I think what you will see is like NBA teams really flush out their G League rosters and like
and
put a bunch more
overseas guys.
Exactly,
We've
yeah.
seen a lot of
What do you
guys.
think
about
LaMelo,
develop-
RJ Hampton.
What do you guys think about the fairness of it, though? Like, they have the freedom to sign wherever they please, correct? I mean, obviously they're years away from the league, but like, do you think there should be some type of like priority list in terms of who gets who, or do you guys think it should be a free for all in terms of who signs where?
But really, like the only advantage you get is a chance to take a look at a guy firsthand. And the Warriors, I know, have done some shit where you like have a guy in the G League, you try to hide him there, you try to hide him in Europe, so the other teams like can't get a look at him because you want to draft him. Which sounds crazy, and I guess it does partly play into it, but I don't think it's a big enough deal that.
I mean, that's what's coming in now. Is they have the G League Select team. I think this is what Radlin was touching on with the best guys. That is not affiliated with any organization. It's just 19-year-old studs.
Right.
So I think, and football is obviously a whole other deal with the maturity and like when you become.
You need to become physically ready for the NFL. You can't come
to
out
the
of high
extent
school
that
ready.
you can ever be physically ready for the NFL.
That's a man's
because you're
game.
just gonna die.
That's a
You're just gonna
man's
die.
game.
It's like,
Straight up.
Yeah.
I can't name one high school prospect who could have gone straight to the NFL out of high school.
I don't think
Can't
it's
name
possible.
one.
I mean,
If there is one, fucking Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, Derrick
Maybe.
Henry.
That's the one.
I would want to see that. Honestly.
But like even so, I don't know if he had the same muscle or
wouldn't be
both. Like
good,
he was
but, like-
big, but like he wasn't physically strong, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know Derrick Henry in fucking high
Clowney?
school.
Jadeveon
He
Clowney,
was pretty close, yeah.
he was huge.
But here's one thing I want to say. Now that we're on football, this fucking shit has been going on way too long. I mean, it relates to the basketball with the pay and Zion. Like Zion would have made a lot of money. Here's a prime example: Reggie Bush.
Oh,
Reggie Bush, that whole situation was fucked. Like, he did so much for his school, got nominated for Heisman back-to-back, won it once, your other teammate won it once. You actually made that quarterback better. You did so much for the school, yet now you can't have your Heisman trophy because there was money under the table given for money that could have been, now on the back of your jersey sales. And it's not even like he went out to the strip club or bought a bunch of fucking drugs with the money. He bought his mom a house. Like, how is that a bad thing? You take the trophy and everything away from that. It's like, and now they're trying to justify it 10 years later, and it's just too little too late, if you ask me.
I always feel bad for those guys who get like very publicly punished by the NCAA because I think most people understand it's something that happens like very commonly.
It is.
Especially at the top level of like your Power 5 conferences. Kids are getting cars and shit all the time. Like, let's not pretend that anything is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You'll see it come around, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Also, especially football, where there's so many guys who are great in college, and then just because football is such a dangerous sport, like you got to cash in. When
running
you have the
backs are only
chance.
good for like 6 years.
Bernard Robinson.
You have to cash in when you have the chance.
I just
That's why I really hope
depth
they.
chart as an offensive weapon.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Like a Tavon Austin.
Just offensive weapon. What the fuck is this shit?
But
football, I don't think it might never fully change. Definitely for the near future because of coronavirus, it's going to be pretty fucked.
I think the football situation is okay as long as they are able to get money from likeness of players. Like the name should be on the back of the jersey, and if you're doing well, you should have the opportunity to make money.
Okay, but here's the thing with football, college football. How many linemen can you name? Because
Elijah Vera Tucker, USC baby. Yeah, let's go, baby. Yes, sir.
But I'm just saying, like, the likenesses, who's signing autographs, who's selling jerseys. It's
the wideouts, wide receivers,
quarterbacks,
maybe a stud defensive guy like Javon Holland on Oregon.
You're right, though. The only way that a guy like that doesn't play much would get any share of the money is if they did like a video game or something like that, and then everybody got an equal share.
Yeah,
which would be like not even that much.
No, because there'd be so many fucking players that you have to divide it into so many
players in college football. They got 85 scholarships.
Here's your $2,000 stipend for using your exact body and name in a fucking video game.
Yeah, exactly.
So have fun.
So I think if it goes to just like everyone for themselves signing off their likeness, you're gonna see huge discrepancies.
That's true. That's
so
a great
why
point.
it's got there's a certain amount that people are saying it should just come straight from the schools off their revenue, out of the TV deals, out of the stadiums.
NCAA figure shit out, please, man.
I don't trust them at all. I have no confidence in the NCAA.
Oh yeah. One other thing that I will point out,
keep me eligible.
and this only fuck the NCAA, but keep him eligible.
Well, let him pitch this year.
Yeah, exactly. Have a season 2. Anyways,
please.
We can definitely move on from this topic, but the one last thing I will say is that some schools have just been canceling like a lot of their D1 sports.
Unfortunately,
not the
Stanford
big ones,
dropped
obviously. Yeah, and that obviously also plays into the NCAA thing because it's not like those sports are going anywhere. It's just more that they're going to have to be like club or ran by the school.
Mhm.
NCAA won't be controlling as much of that shit, which maybe it's a good thing overall. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think also that's like in terms of basketball and football, those are the ones where it's really the college sports, the pipeline to the pros.
Yeah.
And I think the pipeline to the pros is going to go away. You know, it's already been true with baseball guys getting drafted out of high school.
Yep.
It's going to become true with basketball again very soon.
I hope
I don't know if it's ever going to happen with football, but the whole, like, I think college sports are going to move back towards just guys who are kind of playing out, you know, for lots of fun. You know, it's going to be guys like me and Sam, except for bigger and better probably. But
hey, don't rule us out yet, kid. Don't rule us out yet. We ain't at the finish line yet.
hey, D3 life. But
NAIA, like, bro, get the fuck out of here. We ain't done yet.
NAIA take over the NCAA.
Yeah, for real, bro.
NCAA.
You know, we don't have to abide by some NCAA guidelines. Like we get to make our own rules. So, not make our own rules. I mean, obviously there are some rules made for us, but they're different guidelines. It's gonna be awesome. So
Everybody gets as much cream cheese on their bagel as they want, right?
I just want to hit, man. I just want to fucking hit. Literally, bro.
Sensible every year of his life.
I just want to hit. Just right.
Do we end it there?
So yeah, you guys got any parting thoughts? Any final narratives?
Well, I don't know. I want to say thanks for having me on, honestly. It's always one of my favorite things coming back to the Bay Area is getting to hang with these fools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love talking sports.
Talking sports just comes naturally. It's been
It doesn't matter if we have the camera and microphones or not. We do this shit anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we talked like a good 4 or 5 hours of baseball on Friday night, watching all those games too. So
yeah.
Anytime.
Any final narratives?
Just want to hit. I just
Yeah.
want to hit.
Parting thought: just fuck the Giants. Fuck any team. Fuck any team I don't
This
like.
is by far the podcast where you've talked the least.
Yeah,
TJ,
probably.
you want to?
You got anything you want? You want a 5-minute segment here? You got anything on your mind at all? Any sports?
Fuck the Giants.
Okay.
Fuck Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Fuck Cam Newton.
Okay. Ooh.
Fuck the Patriots.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Fuck everybody
Falcons.
I don't like.
Falcons.
Fuck the Falcons.
Josh Barr, you hear that?
PJ Silvera, inclusive man.
Fuck everybody.
Love to all. Fuck you if you don't like
Fuck
me.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones, yeah.
Fuck Arthur Blank. You know.
Okay, now that we're fucking owners, fuck all MLB owners. Fuck you. It took
Fuck 'em
so long to bring back baseball. Literally, just when it would make you money.
How about fuck our owner, who is a part
John
owner
Fisher,
of
you suck.
Fisher is
John
worth
Fisher,
$2 billion.
And he's
runs
like, I
Gap,
can't pay my employees.
Can't pay your minor leaguers, and then you look and you see, okay, no one else is following my footsteps. I'm a cheap piece of shit. Now I'll pay them. And now the A's are by far the cheapest fucking franchise in
They've been so
baseball.
cheap.
By far, we were already the cheapest, but by far.
If they don't re-sign Simeon, I'm going to be shaking to my core as an A's fan. It's going to be so
I'll cry.
horrible.
This
Yeah.
is-
I'll cry.
You need to lock him up. I don't give
I'll
a
cry.
fuck. Like,
Simeon, Olsen, Chapman have to say,
lock your
you
infield
have
up.
a core.
Lori
We've
on
been talking
that
about it
throne.
forever.
Yeah.
And I know, like, we would say, like, Billy Bean, don't trade them. No, this is on you. John Fisher, put up some
Fucking
money.
pay them. We don't even
I
have to
know
worry
that
about
you're
trading.
watching.
Just
The
fucking
window's open. The window's open, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I got to say.
Window's open. I like
I also want to say fuck everyone on the Falcons except for Julio Jones. Eat a dick.
Are we leaving that one in?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Fuck the Cowboys. Literally everyone on the Cowboys. There's not one player I like.
Really.
But, I don't like any of you.
Fuck the Seahawks. Let's just say it. Let's just get it
yeah.
out there in the open. Fuck the
Jamal
Seahawks.
Adams, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a Jets fan, but I kind of lost respect for you. How you actively recruited Le'Veon Bell and then left the second he got there. That was kind of, it makes you sleazebag,
Bitch made.
bitch made.
Bitch made.
And then you have the balls to say, "See you week 14." Like he's not gonna truck the shit out of you. Jamal Adams, I don't dislike you, but you're kind of a piece of shit.
He's talking now, boys. He's talking now.
Free PJ.
You know, fuck the Yankees, of course.
Yep.
Fuck the Rangers. Fuck the Astros. Fuck the Mariners.
Big fuck
Fuck
the
the
Astros.
Angels.
Yep.
Can't believe the Angels were the last one I said.
Yep.
But yeah,
You
fuck
got
everyone in the
earlier in
Angels
podcast.
except fuck everyone in the Angels except Mike Trout. I wanna dislike Mike Trout, but I can't.
I'm trying to gain fans here while saying fuck every single person, man.
Can we leave
And
it
I don't
Otani's
dislike
cool.
Otani. I don't
You
like
got
He got shot.
and Rendon.
on Rendon?
Yeah.
And while we're at it, Cole
Up
Calhoun,
to
love you, Cole
First
Calhoun.
ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Fuck
Pujols is
Oh,
great.
wait, no. I love you, Pujols. I love you.
Keep going.
I love Pujols. He's going to get his gloves that Pujols gave him. Anyways,
We should just end this while Sam's gone.
I hate the Rangers. Absolutely hate the
New ballpark,
Rangers.
though. That should be fun.
The Mariners, nobody just gives a fuck about the Mariners. Let's be honest. The Mariners are just fuck the Royals. They're a shithole.
This is greatness.
This part's definitely gonna go.
I don't know. I'm keeping this in there.
I know this is really weird.
Let me.
But smell
Let me
the
get a
gloves.
smell. Yeah.
Smell. I kept them in this bag since March 31st of 2019. My favorite player of all time. I don't know what he was wearing. Cologne on his hand. Smell. Just smell.
Smells
Please,
like chocolate.
Just a little.
Smells like
Just a little.
chocolate.
I saw you waiting to smell them. I saw you.
Okay, give it away.
Smells like chocolate and tobacco.
Oh.
All right.
That's good shit right there.
It's probably a good time to end it. What do you think?
Wait. I just want to say.
It's the World Series.
Wait, no,
now.
PJ has
Say
to
that.
back more people.
Yeah.
Okay.
My PlayStation party. There's a couple. There's a couple different packets.
You gotta be fucking.
So there's a consistent 5 people there. There's 2 Yankees fans. There's a Red Sox fan, and then I don't even know who the fuck he's a fan of. I don't know, but fuck the Yankees for sure. The Red Sox, just because Blaine a fan of them, fuck them.
Oh.
You guys got fucked by the Orioles.
Fuck you too, Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Fuck the Yankees. DJ, fuck you. Blaine, fuck you.
Wow.
Daniel, fuck you.
We're gaining fans today, boys.
You know.
Yeah. Are these?
He's talked
Yeah.
more in the last 5 minutes than he has the other entire hour.
Oh
Just
man.
leave the last 5 minutes. Just make it a PJ supercut.
Yeah.
Drinking gamer. Every time he says "fuck you," we have to take a.
Just have a fuck counter. Right
You're
on
so
the And yeah, I'm gonna end it on some positivity and say I like the A's odds to go to the World Series this year.
Yeah. I mean,
And you guys may think I'm drunk. I know it's 7 o'clock. I haven't had a sip of liquor, but with the Astros pitching down, it's really between the A's and the Yankees and maybe the Twins. And I like those odds. I like the fact that we have 3 games. Just get through the first series, get through a series of 5, and then we'll fucking do our business.
The window's
We're
open.
Windows open, boys.
Window's open.
Rylan, Ben, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Very good IQ, guys. Anytime you want to talk sports, go talk to these guys.
For sure.
Good shit. All right, guys. Catch y'all later. Peace.